Hello, welcome to another episode of What the Hell's Wrong with Mart's Truck. Here's my 41 pickup, and here is the flathead. There's the carburetor, and there's the distributor. Now, I came to start this up the other day, and it started, but it didn't want to run very well. So let's see if I can just start it up now. Hang on a minute, I'll just pause this while I start it up. No, I'll keep filming. I did have it running about an hour ago, so let's see if it'll just start. Okay, hang on, give it a bit of, you know. Okay, it's running. Can you hear that it's really doesn't want to rev? That really doesn't sound very good at all, does it? See if I can get it just warmed up a little bit and it'll idle. Okay. Well, it's idling. Oh, no it's not. Oh god. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can just tickle this here. Yeah, the old button underneath. Yeah. Now listen when I try and rev it up. That's just not right at all, is it? There's the distributor. Idles. There's the coil, and that next to it is a homemade electronic ignition unit. So I'm going to try and find out what's wrong. Is it the distributor, the cap, or something to do with the distributor, something to do with the carb, or something to do with the electronic ignition? So, right, I'm going to stop recording now because the battery's running. Okay, so the battery's gone flat in the camera, so I've just using my phone, but what I've just done is pull the distributor cap off, and it's a bit hard to see, but I've cleaned all inside, cleaned all round inside there. There was a little bit of, I don't know, moisture or a bit of antifreeze or something got in there. The other thing I've done is had a real close look at the rotor arm, because I had one fail before where it had failed in that area around there, but this one looks okay. And you could see where the spark had leaked through on the inside to the shaft. I'm trying to look at it very closely. I can't really see a problem, so I'm going to refit this, put that back on and just see if that's made a difference. So hold on while I do that. Okay, so I've refitted those parts, the rotor arm and the distributor cap. I've just turned the ignition on, so I'll just start it, see if I can start it off the button here. Oh. Okay, so still doesn't want to run, so no, it doesn't want to run. So I'll have to have a think about what I'm going to try next then. Right, this is the you know, a 94 type carb. I've took off the petrol pipe, slackened the rear fitting down there and just bent it out of the way. No, not bent it, just rotated it out of the way. I've undone the choke and the throttle, and I've took out the screw that was down there and the screw that was down there. But what I wanted to show you was what this is. This has got a stud and nut in this location here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Can you get that down there? There. Now the idea of this is more particularly relevant to like multi-carb setups, where you don't want to mess up the setting of all the throttle linkage. So what you can do, you can leave the bases in place, and if you need to work on the carb, you can just take the nut off. And then just take off the body like that. So now, I mean, this has got fuel in it, so I need to, you know, be able to look at it, but I've got to tip the fuel out of it so it doesn't spill everywhere. So I'll just cut the video there for a moment. Right, back again. There's the carb main body stripped down. So what I'm going to do now is try and have a look at the main jets. These are some homemade tools that are made. This one's made from a joke hammer. What you can see, I've cut the head of the hammer down and then ground the one side so that it fits into there. And you can see that it's got a, hang on a minute, let's get it in front. Yeah, you can see it's got like a curve across it. That's because these slots are actually curved. So that fits in there. So this is basically a long Allen bolt where I turn the end down, then I cut a slot across the end, and then I let in a piece of metal that's the right size to go in the grooves of the jets. And I think that was a piece, it was cut from like an old knife or something like that. Basically that's an Allen key there that I just use in the end of the bolt if the, you know, to crack the jets loose. So let me, I can't film this because I can't hold it and do it, but I'll just loosen them off. That's just showing the Allen thing in place on the jet down there, you know, the Allen bolt, it's in place on the jet. Let's just see if I'm not sure what I did then. You might get the idea from this, it's still in place. So I'm just going to hold the body of the carb down and just crack that like that. Okay, now I'll take it out and put it on the other side. It's probably a very good light, but that's located in there now. Put that in there. Crack. So that should unscrew now. See if it will bring it out. Okay, there we are. Let's just tease that out. Okay, I'm going to have a close look at these now, so I'll just sign off for a moment. Put the jets back in. Oh, I've blown it all out with a thingy, but I thought I'd try and just show you this. So that goes in the groove there. Now I'm just going to try and hold this with me one hand. You don't need them very tight. you got to keep, you can't kind of keep repositioning it, but so get it in nicely and then turn it until it's tight. Don't ask me for a foot-pound reason. There's the bottom. That's the power valve. Now it's very important on these carbs that this face is flat. Now it's hard to lap this face because of this protrusion here. So what I did, I set this up on my milling machine and I just milled this face flat. What I'm doing now, I'm wondering where's the gasket gone. So I need to find the gasket. That's fell off somewhere. Okay, bear with me. Just, bloody hell. Just to illustrate, try and illustrate, this is the carb base. And I'm just trying to get the light on it a bit better. And this is the bit where the power valve sits. Now in that corner there, in that corner at the end there, is a vacuum source. So that is open to vacuum. The power valve sits in this chamber and the gasket seals it. So that vacuum there sucks on the power valve and sucks the power valve shut to stop the extra flow. Now this body I also didn't see anything. I kind of blew it out with the air. Couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the distributor, but I have been caught before. I've run one of these units here, one of them units, for probably about, I don't know, 15 years in my Roadster, so I don't know whether that has just failed, but I don't know, to be honest. What I might do is try the cap leads and rotor off my coupe here, this engine. I might take the cap, leads and rotor off this engine and try them on the truck so that we can rule that in or rule it out. That's funny, isn't it? That's not supposed to be like that. I thought I had a problem starting this the other day. Can you see that? It should be attached down there. Okay, so that's another thing. Here's my zigzag link as well, look. Looks better like that, but the shape of it does absolutely nothing. It only works the same as if it's in a straight line. Anyway, hey ho. Okay, I'll get back when I know a bit more. Bye. Right then, I've just took the distributor cap and leads off that, and there it is. Now what I can see is it looks like there's a fair bit of you know, coolant splashed over that, so looks like once again there's something else that needs doing, and that's going to be sorting out the radiator on the coupe. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm now going to fit them to the truck to see if it makes a difference. Right, I've swapped the parts on and just move that piece of rag. I'll turn the ignition on and see if it starts. Starts all right, doesn't it? Okay, that's just as bad. Terrible, isn't it? Right, okay, I've turned the ignition off. Well, that just goes to show that it's not the high tension side of the ignition, unless it's the coil. But I don't know how the truck can suddenly go bad from running fine at one particular time and then being parked up, left for a couple of months, let's say, and then just doesn't want to run very well at all. How can that happen? I don't understand it. Okay, I'll continue to investigate. Hello, here we are again. Right, that poor old coupe has now got no carburetor on it, no distributor cap. Let's see if the truck will run. I'll put the carb on there from the coupe. So I've just turned the ignition on. The carb might need to... Let's give it a bit of choke. Well, that sounds crap, doesn't it? So, okay, I'm leaning more and more towards that electronic ignition unit now. Kind of idles, or well, semi-alright. It's still cold, so I think it needs to warm up a little bit. But it's idling not too bad, but it doesn't like being revved. And I can rule the carb out. I might hook the ignition up with, disconnect the electronic unit and try it just with a condenser instead. So, okay, let's see what happens next time after a bit more tinkering. Right, I've just made up a very quick and dirty temporary harness to put a condenser there, that goes there, and then that goes down to there. Done it in a bright colour because I don't intend it to be permanent, so I'll just turn the ignition on. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, that's running alright, isn't it? Well, that's rather surprising, because like I say, I've been running one of those units on my Roadster for 15 years, never missed a beat, always been 100% reliable. I've sworn by it, because it's hard to find a decent condenser. Now obviously that's only rigged up temporarily, but it just shows, doesn't it? Right, I'm back out at the truck. I did just film a little bit, but my camera told me it was out of memory, so I'm just going to try and capture it with this one. I'll just put the ignition back on. So what I've done is I've made up a little temporary harness. The yellow wires, bright colour, so I don't miss them. Obviously that would need to be insulated if it was to be run properly. So that just connects from that side of the coil down to the distributor down there. And I'll just put the ignition on. And I'm just going to press that. And that sounds better, doesn't it? Well, a bit better. But listen, now when I rev it up, that's alright now, isn't it? It's fine. So, that unit down there, that unit, which is a homemade electronic ignition unit, is obviously at fault. So I've disconnected it, and the engine is now running fine without it connected. So I'm not quite sure where that leaves me, but at least I got to the bottom of what the problem is. My poor old coupe sitting there with no carburetor and no distributor cap or lead, so I've got to put all those back on. That's my secrets of speed there. Look, at double height air filter off an air compressor of all things. Anyway, okay, it is running. I feel like I could jump in it and drive it again now if I needed to. I'm going to see what I want to do about the thing. I might try and fit another unit. I have got another unit. I might try and fit another unit, or I might look to see if something looks burnt out in that one. But it is running. I can run like this. So anyway, thanks for following along. That's all for now. Cheers then, bye.